Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Verne, the Shape of Fantasy, where last time out I was very stuck, but some of you guys have left comments on the last part saying that you think that I might actually have been right with the order of the symbols, but that I was potentially looking at the columns and rows slightly wrong. So if you can see there in the top right, you've got the V and then a little X and then 2, Roman numerals of course, and I was saying that the X could maybe be 2. And then obviously you'd have the little diamond underneath, which would be 1, and then you've got the like a little well, I said it was 4, like a tally chart, and then the bottom one is the plus, which is 3. And I tried using that, but I think maybe I confused myself. So what I want to do is, if I use that as the basis like you guys were saying, then the X is 2, so perhaps that means the second one we need to do is 5 and 2, so like that would be there going, we're assuming that it's columns and then rows that way around, so it'd be that would be second. So first would potentially be 2 and 4, so 2 there, and then 4 would be that. Okay, yeah, so that has lit up, so potentially that is what we're looking for. And then I guess the second one, if that is the case, would be 5 and 2. So yeah, okay, looks like I sort of had an idea of what I was doing, but the way you guys explained it made it make sense in my head. So so then the third one is going to be the one with the cross, which would be 4 and 5, which is there. And then the fourth one is going to be the third one along, which is 3 and 3.
Yes!
There we go. I was massively overcomplicating it. Well done, guys. Thank you for your comments and your little theories there, because that helped out a lot. There are 2 things to look at here.
My headaches don't stop even for a minute. I believe my body rejects the ideas that lately boil inside my mind. I've conceived a god-awful plan to give the world a second chance. The war and the nation are going to end the future. Project H, as repugnant as it may sound, is the only way out for mankind. I am aware that if we take the flame and activate the aerial torpedoes, thousands of innocents will die, and I will have to carry on in my conscience with their deaths. But after the tragedy, a new and fairer world will thrive from it. I hope that will ease my pain. Just like...
It's cut off, but it can't be. His true objective is using my capsules to bomb the nation with the Flame of Hephaestus. He wants to unleash a genocide. Oh my god, what am I going to do? I must stop him. But how?
I mean, that doesn't sound great. Let's read this bio. Captain Nemo, captain of the Nautilus. The only certainty about the past of one of the most famous resistance leaders is that his wife and daughter were killed during the nation's invasion of the English Raj. His name rose to fame when, at the command of a small rebel group and against all odds, he thwarted in one blow the plans of the nation to conquer India. After that first victory, he travelled around the world organising resistance cells and thus complicating the nation's advances. During those years, he realised that no matter how much military strategy the resistance developed, without modern technology they could never win the war. Thus it was that the seed of what was to become the Nautilus was planted in his head one night in the China Sea. Unfortunately, his plans were interrupted in 1852 when he was captured by the nation's spies and imprisoned in Hemera's most terrible penitentiary institution, the Terror. The warden was an ambitious officer known as Bloody Raven, who spared no hunger, labour and torture to succeed in breaking Nemo, but to no avail. With patience and the help of those who would later join the crew of the Nautilus on August 15, 1855, Captain Nemo led an escape that not only won his freedom, but also the destruction of the mine prison. Such an affront would not be forgotten by the Bloody Raven. After escaping, Nemo resumed the construction of the Nautilus and a year later set sail. Fed up with war and human cruelty, he debated whether to hide in the sea and immerse himself forever in its mysteries, or devote himself body and soul to the resistance. However, it was the sea that solved his dilemma, because in some underwater ruins he found the first clue to what could be the key to put an end to the nation forever, the Flame of Hephaestus. Since then, Captain Nemo has poured all his efforts into finding it. There is nothing that can distract him from his goal, no cracks in his way of seeing the world and planning his actions. He is, without a doubt, one of the most intelligent and cultured people in Hemera, and, therefore, also one of the most dangerous. Interesting. What's the other thing in here?
What's this? A record of every member of the Nautilus crew since it was built. Here, no doubt, I will find information about Officer Land. But there's nothing here about any Ned Land. That can't be. Maybe it's been manipulated. No, it certainly doesn't seem to. Am I really losing my mind?
Yeah, I'm wondering if Ned Land...
I must get out of here and reach the safe room before the captain comes after me.
Alright, meet the captain in the upper chamber. Yeah, can we... Okay, it closes automatically. I was going to say, can we not leave that open? I'm wondering if Ned Land exists in a different reality from this one. It's possible, right? Can we close this? No, we can't.
But this map is weird.
Yeah, see, he's saying the map doesn't match the world as he knows it, right? How do we get to... Where are we going? Upper chamber. Okay, fine. I guess it's just a case of taking the lift. 3rd floor, maybe? Let's see. Okay, can't go that way. Nothing there. Is this where we're meeting him? Or do we have to go up to the surfacey bit?
I need something that can help me.
Oh, okay. Do we have a key for this? Yeah, we do. Ah, here he is.
About time, damn it.
Maybe I could catch him by surprise. Put him down. No. Impossible. Look at these hands. He could rip out my head with them. And then the crew is here. No. It's not the time. I must wait. Sorry, Captain. I got lost.
Give me the IMAG. Here, I have a blue blood concentrated sample from the Nautilus. I am convinced that when it comes into contact with the small flame of Hephaestus that makes the IMAG work, it will reactivate it.
Theory.
How did you jump into that theory?
Excuse me?
Your theory? By which evidences is it supported?
I simply know it. I've spent the last years studying the flame. It will work. Give me the IMAG.
No. Edriel thinks it could kill us all.
Verne, I am giving you an order. Surrender the IMAG.
I don't have to take your orders. I'm not one of the crew.
You are alive thanks to me. Give it to me.
Let's talk about your behaviour.
Captain, with all due respects, are you all right? For a few days now, I've noticed that your behavior is getting more erratic.
How dare you! I should throw you overboard for suggesting that...
Really?
Sorry, Verne. I didn't mean... I am a bit upset, yes, but I can't avoid it. We are about to achieve our target and anything can go wrong.
If everything comes out right, you will have in your hands an unimaginable power. Due to your condition, do you think it's wise to...
Wow, what a human thing to say, Verne. How understanding of you. Do you want me to surrender the control over the flame? Who to? Somebody more centered? Somebody like you, with your hallucinations?
Yes, I have my unresolved issues, but at least I have regard for human life.
Uh-oh.
The Nation has found us. God damn it! I must prepare the evacuation. We need to carry the blue blood with us. Adriel thinks it's vital to find the flame. Take it to the Nautilus, but be careful. It's highly unstable. Use the chemical compounds on the table to stabilize it.
But
This card will give you access to the emergency hatches and all the doors. When the blood is stabilized, run to the Nautilus.
Okay, well, he's off. Let's have a look around while he's gone. Okay, we've got a new security card. Raven's Coin. We can we? The Island, collectible. The Island, Exploration Report, August 2nd, 1850, 6:37 AM. As dawn breaks on our first day here, a blazing sun warms its upper layers and filters down to the surface of the islet. About 6:30, 3/4 of an hour after sunrise, the fog has become more transparent. It has thickened at the top but dissipated at the bottom. We now see the whole islet, as if it had descended from a cloud. The sea has appeared in a circular plain, infinite on the east, but bounded on the west by a high and steep coast. Is this barren, rocky, bare islet a desolate refuge for a few seabirds, part of a larger archipelago? Good question. Okay, stabilise the Nautilus's blue blood. So that's over here. Let's just so we've got the safety hatches. Let's have a look at this. Danger. 1 stabiliser in position, 2 stabilisers in position, stabilised. So we use R and T to select the bottle. Okay. And space to mix. Select the position. Oh, I see. What does the position do? Okay. If we... Let's just see what happens if we do like something like this. Okay, so that turns it green. 2 stabilizers are in position. Oh, so it's like a trial and error thing. Okay, so if we change the green to change the green to yellow. Okay, so that's made it that. So the last one is definitely green, right? So one of these is wrong. So if we change this to yellow and mix, 1 is in position. Okay, weird. So we want that to be red, right? So then what does this need to be? Also red? So hang on. So 2 of them are in position. So what has this got to be yellow? Did we do that as yellow? Indications in Nemo's note. Well, what note did Nemo give us a note? Ned Land, access card, open all base door and hatches. Okay, so in Nemo's note, which note would that be? That's interesting. So if we make that green, so green is the last one, right? And then if we make that one yellow and then that one red, I mean, I'm assuming we need to use all 3. So 1 is in position, 1 stabilizer is in position. So if we change this one to red, now 2 are in position. So I'm guessing it's this one that's wrong. Yeah, there we go. That's it, right? Green, red, green. Nautilus is blue blood. Fine. We can... oh, okay. Let's read this. Verne and Energy, the importance of energy in his novels. Jules Verne, based on his scientific and technical knowledge of his time, wondered in many of his works what sources of energy could power the amazing machines he imagined. For him, the development of any civilization was only possible by the means of the energy available to it. For example, in the Black Indies 1877, the story of the Doeshark coal well, exploited and then closed down, serves to express his fears about coal as a source of energy. Coal will fail one day, that is certain. A forced shutdown will be imposed on the machinery of the whole world if some new fuel is not found to replace it. In the same novel, a subterranean town appears, illuminated by suspended discs that work by electromagnetism. In 1930, the engineer Georges Claude built the first tidal power plant, recognising as a source of inspiration a phrase told by Captain Nemo that appears in 20,000 Leagues Under the Seas, the first to be written on the subject. By creating a circuit between two cables submerged at different depths, it should be possible to obtain electricity from the difference in temperature to which they would have been exposed. But one of Verne's most prophetic visions appeared in the mysterious island of 1875. I believe that one day water will be a fuel, that the hydrogen and oxygen that constitute it, used alone or together, will provide an inexhaustible source of energy and light, with an intensity that coal cannot, that, since coal reserves will be exhausted, will be heated by water. Water will be the coal of the future. That's actually very interesting, isn't it? So, do we open these up now?
I can't leave without stabilising the blue blood.
We've stabilised the blue blood. We've got it there. Do we just have to use the thing on it?
That's not useful now.
No? Okay. I mean, we... Oh, okay. Run to the Nautilus. Fine. So... Oh, that's all we've got to do. Fine. Alright, guys. Well, I'll tell you what. We are out of time, so we will do that in the next episode. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to our patrons, Arcades Games, Wayne, Nate, Tony Nerdy, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, Barry Aldridge, Hobo, Numinous Coumadin, and Paul Leone. And I'll see you next time.